Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10, the season finale of Ask Project A. My name is Ehsan. I'm joined by Michael and Joshua. We are still in lockdown here in Malaysia. Hence, this is another lockdown edition. Let us know if you're watching from. How's the COVID situation? Let us know in the comments. Are you guys out and about, or are you still locked up? Let us know where you're watching from. And if you guys don't know, we are giving away a free tune. So this will be the last chance that you can claim this awesome prize from our series. So all you have to do in order to stand a chance to win that free tune is to share this video right now. Hit the share button and in the comments tag 5 friends and let us know where in the world you're watching from and what car you're driving. So let's just have a look at the comment section. Let's see who's here. We've got Paul, we've got Danny, we've got Najmi, we've got Sajadul. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We got Osman. And then who else? We have Pierre. Hey guys. Ayman is here. Ayman, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Let us know where you're watching, where you're tuning in from, what country. Drop your flag emoji in the comments, guys. Let's keep the comment section going. Let's keep it happening. And if any questions, just let us know in the comments. We'll try to get to as many of your questions as well as the stream goes on. Also, not forgetting Carlist, who has been supporting us for these series. So just want to give a big shout out to them. Check out this quick video. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Today's video is supported by Carlist.my, Malaysia's biggest online car marketplace. Carlist not only helps you to find the perfect new or pre-owned ride, they also provide loan, insurance, road tax, and extended warranty services. Through their car bidding service, CarlistBid.my, you can sell your car fast and easily. There's also mobile inspection options for greater convenience.
And we're back. What a handsome fellow there. Okay, guys, are you ready for the season finale?
Let's go.
This is the last episode. But before we do that, I just want to let the viewers know what to expect in season 2. So we are going to be taking a short break, and we'll be back with season 2, which we will have a lot of cool guests on the show. Is that right, guys? We're going to be interviewing them, asking questions. We're going to be doing this. Yeah, absolutely. Showing you guys a lot more of actually what goes on in Project A day to day. Introducing you to some of our customers, some of our partners, some of our friends from all over the world. So that will be some interesting content to look out for.
And some cool giveaways. Don't forget that. Not these boring tunes.
Yeah, not these boring tunes. We're going to give away lots of other cool stuff as well. All right. So, what was that, Michael?
No, nothing.
Yeah? All right, cool. So, guys, keep those comments coming. Let us know where you're from. And we'll type in any questions. We'll try to get to those as well. But I think without any further delay, let's go straight into some of our pre-selected questions that you guys sent in over the week. The first question is a really interesting one. What is the best car under 150,000 ringgit with the best tuning potential? So 150,000 ringgit in US is about how much? About
35.
35,000 US.
Yeah, 35. Yeah, but this question is like it depends because it's 150,000 new car or 150,000 used car, so it makes a whole lot of difference. Yeah.
And also depends on the market.
It depends on the market.
So why don't you break it down? Let's say do one for Malaysia. Let's say new and used, and then in the US as well, if you have any input for that.
If 150,000 for a new car, pretty much there's not many options available because those cars that are actually very tuner friendly or cars with high potential after tuning, it's gonna cost you more than 200,000, right, Michael?
Yeah, definitely, especially here.
Yeah, especially here in Malaysia. So take for example, a Mark 7 GTI would probably cost you, a new one would probably cost you 200 plus ringgit Malaysia, which is around 50,000 USD. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but of course, these cars, generally European cars, they depreciate faster than Japanese cars in the local market. So, if you say you have a 150K budget and you are shopping around for a used car, you have a lot of options. Yeah.
Okay, like what, for instance? What would your top recommendation be?
Just for example, like 150K would actually get you Royce RS6 V10, and you have money spare change, right?
Roy was very lucky getting it at that price.
Yeah, like
that normally doesn't go for that price. And then don't forget the road tax that will kill you here for a car like that.
So we are talking about car prices. So 150,000, probably a BMW 328i or a 330i or the Golf R, the Mark 7 Golf R.
No, that's too cheap. I think you can get a Mark 7 GTI for that price. I think that is pretty much the best bang for a buck you can get. Mark 7 GTI from 220 horses up to 320 and absolutely no problem. So I think it's the best bang for a buck, and it's a lot of fun. So I guess and then they're not too old either. Don't forget, right? They must not be too old. They must be well maintained.
5 years plus ish.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
Okay, how about like in say in the US market?
You can even buy a Mark 7 new, I think, for that price.
Yeah, exactly. How much is a Mustang? 5 liter?
I think it's around $38,000, something like that.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's rather cheap. You can get, for cheaper money, you can get the Mustang 2.3 liter turbo, but that's not really what most people want. So it's American market for me is the cheapest when it comes to cars. I mean, the amount of cars that are driving around there and the power that they make, even for beginners cars, is crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, when in Malaysia, people are in the mid 30s, 40s for the C43 AMG. That's for teenagers in America. Sometimes it's insane. So,
wow.
But the question was in ringgit Malaysia, so it pertained to the Malaysian market. So I believe Mark 7 GTI is a good hint.
Okay, cool. Let's go to the next question.
See, Chris says 28 to 30K USD new. Wow.
And then nearly 40 for a 5 liter here in the States.
Yeah, the Mustang.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go to the next question. Will the service center realize we have tuned our car if we go for oil change or services or other services?
For the Volkswagen, Audi cars, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We used to have various methods to actually bypass this kind of detection, but it's not proving to work well nowadays. They have updated the systems, and once you retune a newly Volkswagen Audi car, you send it to service center. Once they plug in their VAS tool, you'll see right away that it will be flagged TD01, which means that the ECU has been tampered. So bye-bye warranty.
Even if you revert back to stock?
Yes, they have something like a black box or like a memory system in which they have a flash counter thingy, but this applies for VAG cars mostly. But so far on BMWs and Mercedes which we do day to day, they don't run into this problem at all. So, but it is advisable to actually ask our customers to revert back to stock, if you want to have your car sent in for warranty claims and stuff like that. But normal servicing, you don't really have to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What was that, Michael?
I exceed. I completely concur.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Okay.
really, it
Let's
is
have a
a.
look at some of the comments. Seems
Okay.
here we have Andrew. We've got Gandhi, Pierre, Wakey. Who else? We've got Shazrik. Hi. How long does a tune or remap last? So actually, they
Last.
don't expire. They don't
Last.
expire, right? Once you
No.
tune it, it's there. Right? It's not like it's gonna
Yes.
expire.
It's being
Uh,
written into the ROM, right? It's being written into the ROM. It's not on the RAM, whereby if your battery loses charge, and then the memory will be lost. But our tunes are written in the iROM, so if your car is not driven for like months, or your battery just died, replace the battery and the tune is still there. So there's no need to be afraid of suddenly my tune is gone or whatnot, unless you send the car back for service center, and for certain reasons service centers upgraded the firmware of the car, and the tune is gone. So you just need to come back to us. We will reinstate it for you for free. Yeah.
Okay.
In our HQ.
In our HQ, yeah. In our HQ. And also it has there's some terms and condition, like within a 6-month period or a year period, there are difference in terms and condition in different countries.
It completely depends, because some cars involve extensive labor, which is also risky sometimes. So there is a labor charge applicable, especially with the more modern cars where we want to take a proper backup. So sometimes there is a charge, but it depends on the car, of course.
Yeah, it depends on the car.
What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, what is kind of scary is that BMW's cars are like the modern cars, the G series. They are all online. Like in the United States, they're permanently online, and if BMW has a new software, they download it online to your car. If it's parked in your garage, they update your car while it's parked, and boom, all of a sudden the power's gone. It's stuck. So that happened before in Canada.
Okay.
And I think California as well. So there is a likelihood that happens. And then, you don't have to worry. There is always a way to retune it.
Okay, cool. And then someone asked, some of them lose power over time. I don't think there's such a thing, right? Unless it could be due to another issue that your car's having over time, and something malfunctioning or what.
Some wear and tear parts, let's say.
Yeah, wear and tear parts. But the tune itself, once programmed, is pretty much permanent, right?
Software does not change. It's not like it's not like it's polymorph and it changes with time. It stays there. It's programmed. So a boost request will be the same boost request in 10 years or in 20 years until the ECU dies. So it's hardware that goes wrong. If something changes with time and it's more than 30 minutes, basically 30 minutes is the time that an ECU takes to adapt usually. So if something changes after 30 minutes, something hardware related has gone wrong, has gone off.
Okay. And then this is a cool question. Let's highlight this one. Are there any special care needed after tuning or remap? Like, is there any special best practices or anything you guys can advise?
Drive responsibly with your extra power.
We always condone driving responsibly. Maintain the speed limit, guys. And just be careful on the road. For those of you who are just tuning in, thank you for tuning in to our 10th episode of Ask Project A. This is our season finale for season 1. We'll be back with season 2 very soon. If you don't already know, we are giving away a customized tune for free. All you have to do to stand a chance to win is share this video right now. So hit that share button. After you hit the share button, in the comments, tag 5 friends and let us know where in the world you're watching from and what car you're driving. and we will announce a winner tomorrow at 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Malaysia time.
Because my answer was more or less of a jest. So a serious answer is no. Is really no, because unless you decided to modify your car, I mean hardware related, so far that it's really not dailyable anymore. But our aspiration is to make your car better the way it is and with absolutely no compromise. So serviceability, daily usability, everything should be just like it was before. So nothing in particular to look at. But I think I'm preceding a lot of other questions by saying, if you have a car that is a bit higher in mileage, or if it's even you bought it secondhand, you might want to just make sure that it's well maintained, and particularly pertaining to the ignition system, meaning call packs and spark plugs on petrol engines. That's something that goes naturally. It's a wear and tear part, or those are wear and tear parts, and that's something that you might want to look at if, for example, it starts misfiring. Because the moment you tune a car, the load on the respective part is higher. Of course, you make more power, there's a higher load, and the likelihood that if a part is already weak, the likelihood that it shows after tune is high. So we always recommend to make sure that the car is serviced very well before you come for a tune, and spark plugs are fresh, and probably call packs as well if the car has more than 60,000 kilometers or 45,000 miles, 40,000 miles, something like that.
Okay, cool. So guys, make sure your car is tip-top condition before you bring it over.
If not, it's also our job to make sure it is. So we will check your car and figure that out. But sometimes we can't know. We just can't know how old your spark plugs are and how good they are unless we remove them.
Got you. Okay, we have another question here from Ko-Jun Hao. I hope I pronounced your name right. If using the stage 2 map, it will be harder to take care, F30 and 20.
Josh, just sure. Like what Michael said previously, it doesn't require an extra miles to actually take care of a car that's actually stage 1, stage 2 tune. But of course, if you are using the car for certain specific purposes, like going for a track, if you always drive, you drive hard, or you go for toge, you go for track, then there is something else that you need to do to the car to ensure that it is performing at that certain that kind of situation. So there is no really extra care that you need to do if you're using a stock standard stage 2 setup with downpipe exhaust system, intercooler, or a drop-in intake system, or even an open port. So yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks for that answer. Guys, share this video. Let's get the viewers to 50. We're at 40 right now. Share the video, tag your friends, and let's keep the comment section happening, guys. Ask us your questions. Let us know where you're watching. And any comments you have, just let us know. If you want to comment on Michael's fresh haircut that he got today, let us know in the comments.
Thank you. Thank you.
We had one question. I can't find it right now. I thought it'll be good to let me just find that. We had a question from Chris. Michael, touching on the different tuning.
What's that?
Etc. So can you just quickly run us through the different types of tuning methods that we use at Project A?
Where was that question? I don't see that.
No, it's on
screen. It's on screen.
Physically pinning to the ECU itself. Can you say that? Care to touch. Oh, now Chris, you put a spotlight on me. Okay, gotcha. Okay, there's, as he put there, there is bench, there is boot, and there is OBD. OBD being the most convenient, and I mean, especially for the tuner, because you just plug onto the OBD port, onboard diagnosis. This is a port that every manufacturer uses to diagnose their vehicles, also to update those, to see what's going on, to read values, and so on and so forth. Most modern cars can be flashed through that OBD port, but it is not always safe, because it might be that, number one, coding goes off, especially for BMWs, because they have so many different systems in the car, that if the coding goes off or something goes wrong while flashing, the car is rendered dead for a while. So you have to reprogram it, which takes hours and costs money. So mostly we prefer to bench. Benching is, like I said, our most preferred method of tuning. It basically involves taking out the ECU and directly connecting the ECU with wires to our tuning tools, and reading the information that we need straight from the motherboard. But also, there might be a tuning protection between the actual pins, the actual ports of the ECU, and the chipset. So in order to bridge that, to avoid that, you can directly take it from the chip. It's like I'm plugging in straight to your brain, which is called boot method. And the boot method would involve opening that ECU. It's actually an airtight and watertight sealed box. And you have to open up that box, and you have to, directly wire to the microprocessor and read the information and flash the information back. So that could even work on ECUs that are otherwise dead. So there are multiple chips on that motherboard. Some control, for example, your boost, some control your lambda. So different values are controlled with different parts of the motherboard, just like our brain has language, has feelings, has breathings. But the maps for the actual engine control are on the main processor, on the MPC. So we can straight go in there, even if the ECU is considered dead.
Got you. Thanks for that explanation. So those are the different types of tuning methods that we use. Let's go straight to the next question. What digital meter do you recommend to monitor the car after tuning? So who's going to answer this one, guys?
Joshua is better at that than I am. Joshua?
Okay, well, it depends also, because
can you tell me what this, for me, like, just explain for dummies like me what this digital meter does? What is this digital meter in the first place?
I think the guy is actually asking about the boost gauge, the gauges like you put on the dash of your car, like to read boost, to read oil temp, to read oil pressure, this kind of thing.
Okay.
So there are actually a few variants. One is actually the digital one, which like you go to the OBD port and you have like a mini LED screen that you attach on the dash, and then you can see a lot of various parameters. But for us, who are really enthusiasts on this, we don't really rely on that. We rely on the raw value that is directly tapped onto the sensor itself, not through the OBD. For example, the boost pressure. Okay, we want to see how much boost the car is actually making. We'll have a boost tap into the intake manifold, so we can have a live feed on what the boost is actually, what the car is actually boosting. The reason why we don't do so OBD is because some of the boost sensors that come stock with the car has a limit. They only can read probably 2.5 bar. You have to minus 1 bar because of atmospheric pressure. So for instance, if for my car I'm boosting 1.9 and the sensor cannot read more than 1.5 bar, so there's no meaning if I use digital meter. So I will be using that the analog gauge from DEFI to directly tap onto your intake manifold to read the live data. So I think what really matters for high powered car or generally tuned cars would be oil temperatures. So most of the modern cars today, they actually come with an oil temperature sensor built into the car already. So you could actually read the oil temperature on the dash. Like for example, BMWs, they all come with all temp sensor, all temp reading, as well as almost most Volkswagen Audis, they do come with oil temperature reading as well. So yeah.
All right, cool. Is there any particular brand that you use or you recommend for this additional piece of kit?
I would say that the most popular would be DEFI, DEFI, right? DEFI, they make really good gauges, and I think their newest product is actually something like a hologram. I think we saw that in Japan Auto Saloon, right? Yeah, I saw it somewhere there. Yeah.
They're pretty dope. They're very dope.
And they are expensive.
Yeah, they're Japanese, right? So then there's Luffy or something. Luffy.
Yeah, Luffy is actually a China brand. Yeah, like I said just now, the electric or electronic display that taps on your OBD. Yeah, it has a lot of functions.
You just live display. But a lot of values that the ECU actually reads are not to display to the driver, right? So like oil temp is always seen, but not every car displays it. So it makes it visible, which is not a bad feature.
Okay.
So some high revving engine cars like the K20 Type R's, they rev like up to 9,000, or some even more extreme, 11,000 kRPMs. They would install an oil pressure gauge. Yeah, so that to make them to feel safe and to know that they are making the oil pressure, because oil pressure is made through RPM. The higher RPM, the higher the oil pressure. So if you do not have enough oil pressure, you will have some pretty bad damage to your engine.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that detailed explanation. Guys, just another reminder for those of you who just tuned in, thank you for tuning in and watching our 10th episode. And we are doing our final giveaway of season 1. So all you have to do is share this video. In the comments, tag 5 friends and let us know where you're tuning in from and what car you're driving. And with that, let's go to the final question.
There's a lot of questions actually.
Okay, let's answer this, and then we'll get to some of those in the comments as well. So This question is saying that with the Project A ECU tune, are we still able to use other brands' TCU tune? Who wants to take this one? Michael?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely you are. It's just in some applications, it's noteworthy. For example, the GTIs that we spoke of earlier. I mean, I would have to know that there is a TCU tune on, because there are parameters that signals or different readings that the ECU sends to the TCU, and some, for example, DSG gearboxes, they require a torque input. The higher the torque input, the more pressure they actually build. That's how they work. They have an axis, and they say so much torque requires so and so much boost, so and so much clamping pressure, oil pressure. So it is necessary for me to know that has been done, and to show the full torque to the TCU. But other than that, there's no problem at all.
Okay, cool. Hope you got your answer there, person who asked that question. Guys, I want to have a look at the comments, see if there's any comments that we can directly reply. Raymond,
Darwin is asking, what is Project A's preference in tuning Japanese cars, and what car had the most hassle in tuning it? That's an interesting question. I mean, I personally love Japanese cars. I think we all do. But the problem is that they're ECUs, because we really specialize in European-made ECUs by Bosch and Siemens primarily. Then, of course, there's a few others like Marelli and Delphi. But the ECUs of Japanese are mostly based on Denso. They're made by Denso or Keihin. And there's not a lot of information to be gotten for them. So basically, most tuned. Japanese cars work with standalones, so they replace the factory ECU and have a different ECU. And quite frankly, there are a lot of specialists that have been in the market for many, many years, and we will leave that to their expertise. I don't want to take from their cake, if you know what I mean. But however, Supras, the new Supra is basically a BMW. The new Honda FK8R, Joshua's car, has German technology, has a German ECU. So it basically is similar to a Mercedes, and hence it's easy for us to work on it. And to answer which was the worst, the most troublesome car to tune, I think it was a Japanese car. I think it's the 370Z, because it basically is super complex to read and write, and it has two different methods. You have to open that ECU, you have to take out the motherboard, which is all glued, then you have to flip it, and then you have to put tons of needles into that motherboard in order to get the information out, and then you have a different connection for it to flash again. So the entire process takes 4 hours, I think.
Wow.
Just to tune a 370Z. So we were desperately waiting on an OBD protocol, which we eventually got.
Yeah. Osman is holding us here. Osman Sky is with us. Yeah, you hearing that?
Yeah. Hi, Osman.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for that question, Darwin. Okay, any other questions that you think we can quickly answer? Let's take one or two more. Guys, let us know if you have any questions for the boys. John Liu is asking, will this episode be the last lucky draw session as well? Yes. So this is our last lucky draw session for season 1. We will be back for season 2. And in season 2, we're going to have lots of cool guests joining us. We're going to have lots of cool content showing you guys more of behind the scenes, what goes on at Project A, showcasing more cars. And we will have a ton of is giving away different types of speed tunes, but you have to
Oops. Esan? Breaking up?
I think Esan's internet provider is really bad. Just saying, it's not the first time this had happened.
Yeah. Sorry guys, technical glitch. Then he's gone.
Are we?
No, I'm back.
No, we're still here.
Yeah.
Do you have me? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Yeah, my internet's a bit wonky. Okay. Oh, Adrian's here.
Good morning, Adrian.
You spelled it wrong, bro. It's project. You put an I. Adrian's asking, why is Mike wearing a black shirt? To look more skinny.
Yeah. I blend in with my seat. Can you see?
Guys, if there's no more questions from
there are actually
comments,
more questions.
Hanif. Okay, Hanif. Okay, let me know. Hanif.
There have
What is this question?
any problem with my engine Mark 6 GTI if I replace Audi R8 coil plugs without mapping?
Okay. Why don't you go ahead?
It's just 6 minutes ago. Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. So to answer Hanif's question, not at all. It's just to replace the original black top coils because the Audi R8 coils are actually generally presumed to be more durable and long lasting, but it doesn't give you any performance gains at all. So it's just for the durability that we want for the red top coils.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm taking the liberty to just reply manually to some people who have rather short questions.
Just read out the questions.
Hanging.
If I
Yeah.
find it, I'll pin the question and then you can answer it. But just you read all the questions and just answer whoever you feel like we can give an
Shout out
answer
to
here right
Raymond
now.
Power. Thank you very much.
Sharik said, if you bought a tuned second-hand car, can you know what tune is the car having, since the previous owner forgot? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I think Michael has more information on this because
What was that?
some tune. The question: if you bought a tuned second-hand car, can you know what tune is the car having, since the previous owner forgot? Yeah.
Some tuners,
Yeah.
like us, are vain enough to put in a tag in there. Well, we protect our files. We try to make sure that they're not easily copyable. So there's a tuner's a no-read tag, and that mostly carries your initials or whatever text you define. So some put it in there, some don't. There's a lot of tuners who, well, let's say who didn't make it themselves. So they have a generic file that is not locked, that is unlocked and it's open. And then basically it is the same settings as many others, because it's like, well, you can buy them like that, right? I don't know how to put it respectfully, but to answer your question, you can't always tell, and you sometimes know the tune cars having. So no, yeah, it's not always possible to say, but sometimes, yeah, there is.
Okay, so
I'm really
depends,
trying.
choosing your words wisely.
Yeah. Treading the fine line, carefully.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question from Danny Chad. Hi, Team Project A. Is it advisable to tune an old age and high mileage car?
How old and how high mileage it is? So it's a question also. But I think cars that are recent years, that it's 2010 and after, shouldn't be any problems.
High mileage doesn't necessarily define how the car has been driven. Let's
True.
say you've done 100,000 kilometers as a commuter, like traveling between coasts. You get a high mileage, but you don't have a high average RPM or a high amount of WT runs. It's how the previous owner was driving the car. And ideally, if you've owned the car for so many years and if you've done the mileage, you know it best. And then there's cars that are virtually indestructible. Then there's no problem at all. But it really depends on the car. It really depends on the car. And if it's well maintained, why the heck not?
Danny's saying a 10-year-old car, like 200K mileage. Yeah, so I guess the answer is how it's been driven. So that really depends.
That is a very important thing. And if he's really interested in tuning the car, then there's a couple of things that you might want to check up, such as compression, such as, wear and tear parts around the engine, everything that is visible without opening the engine. And some cars we will then have to recommend to do a top overhaul, or overhaul in general. But there are cars that have a very high mileage. I mean, especially in the US, we have cars with 120,000 miles quite often, and without a problem.
Okay, cool. Hope you got your answer, Danny. Sean Wee, Team Project A Rock. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sean is the winner of one of our show, I think. He drives a 316. Yeah, 316. Yeah.
Has he been in yet for his tune?
Yeah, we done it already.
Ah, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as an ECU being locked by the manufacturer, whereby you can't see any values? Have you faced that before? Yeah.
Unlikely. I think Marvin mentioned this to me over the phone, saying that his previous tuner or foreman wasn't able to read or diagnose his car, but it's very unlikely that you get you have these situations. Almost we never encountered that before, because the OBD port is there for a reason, for people like us, to be able to diagnose the car and to see what's actually going on. So yeah.
I have, however, I have seen that some tuners lock the OBD port, which means they also lock out the manufacturer. One famous brand that does that is Tech Art, Porsche, because they also sort of rebadge and rebrand the cars. They basically, when you have a Tech Art tune Porsche, you will have a Tech Art logo in the instrument cluster, and even Porsche cannot access it after that.
Right.
They really lock it out. They really lock it out. It can happen. And also it might be that, it might occur that the previous tuner had incurred a coding issue, locking out the bus, so you can't get through anymore. For some reason, the door is closed. Then it's recommendable to do a complete reprogramming, and then, well, depending on which car it is, of course, and then seeing about this. But OBD port is, in fact, an access to all the car systems. You can get anywhere from the OBD port. You just have to, the tool that you're using just has to know how to get there.
Right. Cool. Hope you got that. Got your answer. And guys, I just want to make one quick announcement. If you guys are following us on Instagram, firstly, if you're not following us, what are you doing? Hit the follow button right now. Follow us at Das Project A on Instagram. You'll see lots of cool content there. And today we actually teased a special announcement that we're going to make today. And here is that announcement. So we have a special deal during the month of February, but this is only valid for our HQ branch in Kuala Lumpur, and this is in collab.
You're cracking up again.
Oops.
Is he gone?
Yeah, I think so. And now we are stuck.
I would take over his part now if I knew exactly what he was saying. But
I think he's back.
Do you guys have me?
Yeah,
Yes.
now you're
Oh, okay. We're back. So let me say that again in case
you have to say it again.
Yeah. So for the month of February, we have a special deal in collaboration with our tire partners, Point S. All Project A customers get to receive 200 ringgit off all Pirelli tires with a minimum purchase of 2 pieces. So that is applicable to all our previous customers and customers who are planning to tune their car with us this month. Only redeemable in the month of February. This will be up on our social media after this, and you can refer to it. So just drop by if you want to upgrade your tires to some fresh new Pirelli tires, and you get 200 off. So no reason to tune with us. That is thanks to our tire partners, Point S, and of course Pirelli. And with that, if there's anything else you guys want to mention, or we can wrap this season up already.
We're good. We're good.
Oh, good. Very good.
Appreciate viewers. Actually, you've been staying with us for all this time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, 10 episodes, man. 10 weeks. We've been with you 10 weeks. We will miss you, but we will be back. And with that, let's wrap it up, guys. Stay safe and see you guys very soon. Stay tuned for our social media channels for the updates about season 2.
And happy Chinese New Year to everyone.
Oh yeah, happy Chinese New Year. Go and enjoy, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. We will answer.